Hello, welcome back to Let's Talk. Second Minecraft video in a row, by the way. For this Let's Talk, I want to talk about something that it's been on my mind a bit recently, and that is I want to completely switch over my content. As it is right now, it's been 3 gaming videos and 1 sauce video every 2 weeks. You may have noticed that I haven't posted a sauce video in like 3 weeks. That's because I just straight up was not having a fun time with sauce. I honestly think that it's time for me to completely close that chapter of this channel. I haven't had fun with sauce for a bit, and the reason I switched over to this 3 gaming one sauce, like the entire reason I switched over was because I was not having fun. I'm gonna do one final sauce on a very funny number that everyone who is in the sauce community and everyone who's in the anime community would know. A very funny sauce code. And that's gonna be it. I think that's gonna be it for at least a bit. I don't know if I'm ever gonna pick it back up again. Like I said, I just was not having a fun time with sauce. I thought switching to this 3 gaming 1 sauce video formula or schedule would help me and help relieve that stress of sauce. But it just didn't. Sauce might be coming to an end after 1 final sauce video. But yeah, that's enough about sauce. One thing I do also want to talk about as well is when I was still doing sauce, I decided that I was going to make a Patreon. That was just before this entire YouTube thing blew up, and I would post uncensored versions of sauce on there. I'm thinking of repurposing it because right now it's just dormant. I haven't posted on there in a hot minute. I'm thinking of repurposing my Patreon. The way I'd be doing that is I already have to work on these videos, not really a week in advance, but a few days in advance, just so I can make sure monetization's fine and all that. I'd post those videos onto Patreon as an early access, and the way this early access would work is you would support me on Patreon by paying for a tier, and then you'd have access to early access videos, because once I'm finished with them, I go to post them and all that. So that's what I was thinking. Also, how do I get? But yeah, the Patreon thing would just be an early access thing. Nothing else much to it. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you want to see something like that, because it's something I've been thinking about for a bit. And then, segue. Speaking of YouTube, I hate the new YouTube formula. I hate the fact that every video is set in stone, the same formula. The best way I can describe this is the TikTok YouTube, the fast pace, short attention span YouTube. And I hate it because there's no actual stories to videos anymore. You could watch a Mr. Beast video. You could see 3 different videos exactly the same on the same topic, covering the same things, and it is just extremely annoying. And I hate just trying to watch a normal video, but it's just a Mr. Beast-esque video that everyone copies because it works out for Mr. Beast, so it must work out for me. And it sucks that YouTube's like that now, but I guess there's really it's both good and bad. It helps grow creators a lot, and good for them for getting their growth, but also don't copy someone who's already done the same idea better, you know? That's one thing that's missing from YouTube now is originality. No one is original anymore. I don't think there's someone off the top of my head who's actually, no, there are a few people I can name off the top of my head who are original. For example, there's Overwatch creators like Frogger, Smitty, just playing whatever game he and his friends decide to play. There's a bunch of YouTubers, but most of them revolve around gaming, because there's absolutely no way to replicate stuff for gaming unless it's scripted. And there's ways to, you can play off jokes because of stuff in the game, and you can, go back and forth, banter between each other. You just don't see that in most YouTube videos now, and it sucks that magic is lost. Really just lost magic. That was one of the things that really showed in YouTube in its early days was, people had a bunch of creative ideas, but now it's just all the same set formula. It's just really unfortunate, and it sucks that magic only is around for gaming videos. There's actually another thing that's it's kind of on my mind about this entire thing. Is one thing that I think is really not really healthy, but rather good for YouTube, is you can use it to just share things. I have a bunch of unlisted videos for video projects that I've just done for like school. I've used my channel to like post on to turn in assignments. Honestly, this like the formula of using a school project for like an actual upload is a lot better than people think it is. I think the fact that people can just take something that people dread doing, which is schoolwork, people take that and like turn it into content, and that is I love that, but it sucks sometimes. It doesn't suck all the time. It only sucks sometimes. All right. I don't really know what else I can talk about. I could always talk about school again and how that's going. I've talked about all I really wanted to talk about for this episode. Wanted to stay on like the same wavelength for an entire episode and not go a depressed route like I was originally gonna do. I ended up not wanting to do that. So I'm just gonna talk about school now. Woo! It's that time of the Let's Talks where I just forget what I had planned. School's going pretty well. Band is band. Not much else you can do about that. Really nothing much. I have a band concert coming up though. It'll be 2 days after this upload goes out. I'm kind of ready for it. There's still some parts of my music where I'm kind of terrible with, but that's just weird rhythms. But besides those weird rhythms, there's not much else I'm struggling with because my parts are pretty easy. Econ, I'm actually, admittedly, I used to ditch that class a lot and I'd just go get food with a friend. After realizing my grade tanked down to like a C, I was like, oh, well, I better go to this class now. So it took that for me to realize that my ideas were terrible, that the idea of ditching is terrible and you shouldn't ditch like at all. Sure, it may be fun, but it's gonna hurt you in the end. I don't think anyone should ditch ever. Like the only reason I did ditch that class was because it was first period and sometimes I wanted to either sleep in or go get food rather than go to first, which again, bad idea, don't do. And I'm not encouraging you to ditch at all, so don't say, oh well, this YouTuber told me to ditch. Don't ditch. It's just not a good idea to do. I don't even know if you can call me a YouTuber, can you? I mean, I do YouTube. I barely make money off of it. I would call this a profession. I think it's more of a hobby that pays, which I think that's like the best for jobs, is that it's just a hobby that pays. I think that if you can find a hobby that pays, then that's like amazing. Although we do need like essential workers. Everyone's got their weird niche. You just gotta find yours. I don't think I went into depth about this. If I did, I'm gonna just repeat it because I don't care. I know I talked about how I want to do I don't want to do sauce anymore. I want to instead switch entirely over to like gaming or other stuff. I might still do like anime and manga reviews. I don't know yet, but I want to switch over to gaming. I've had a lot more fun in the past and even now editing gaming videos more than I have sauce videos, and that's like my main reason for wanting to switch. I did cover that. I remember I covered that, talking about how editing sauce is not fun, mainly because I need time. I'm going to do a speedrun build of this house. Actually, while I'm filling in this hole, I want to talk about something else. If you watched my hardcore world tour video, I mentioned this, but I started watching anime again, which is big. Before that, I haven't watched an anime episode in a hot minute. Like, I'm talking, this minute is so hot, I can't think of any hot people. It's been that long. So I'm actually kind of happy that I started watching it again because I've honestly missed it. I just haven't had time really to watch. It's been fun so far. I've started watching I started back up where I left off on Shippuden, Naruto Shippuden. And the reason I chose to start watching Shippuden again is because I needed a show that had like a dub so I can kind of like not focus on it at all. And I was like, what's a show that I don't have to focus on unless there's like some parts that are, require me to focus kind of. And I was like, oh, Naruto. And yeah, I started watching Shippuden again. I'm on the war arc of it, the fourth Great Shinobi War. And it's a fun so far, kind of exactly how I remember it. Naruto doesn't listen to anyone and saves the day. And then everyone gets mad at him, but they can't stay mad at him forever because he saved the day. He's a hero. Woo. Just that kind of thing. Very accurate representation, by the way. But yeah, I've been having a blast with the show so far, and it's honestly like kind of surprising that I'm enjoying it this much. I was expecting to like hate returning back to anime, but I'm actually not. And instead of it being like at first it was more like a less casual thing and more of, oh, I need to watch this to stay up to date. Now it's just, oh yeah, I've seen that show, or I've seen this part of Naruto. It became a lot less of a, oh, I need to do this. It's more of a, oh yeah, I'm up to this part of this show, and that is really nice. Yeah, there's also something I realized in a song that I listened to. It's a song called Golden Liar by Radio. Anyway, in the song, he does the Michael Jackson. All right, well, it's good so far. It's just an outline, but I like it. Big, it's spacious, got some room for a bunch of things in it. Yep, that's gonna do it for this episode of Let's Talk. I regret doing the editing montage thing. Yeah, I might not even do it. Anyway, that's all I got. I'll see you in the next one.
Attack on Titan, Tokyo Ghoul. These hentai babes make me drool. Hatsune Miku is great. She makes me masturbate. Fairy tale.